Good afternoon. We're just going to give another minute or so for people to come in, and then we will jump right in. Good afternoon. Just giving one more minute, and we're starting this thing off. Thanks for your patience. All right, I think we can kick it off. We only allowed 30 minutes for this, and we got plenty of content to go through. So without further ado, this is going to be our Contractor Solutions webinar series. This is the fourth installment, I believe. And this one is going to focus on reimagining the ceiling, fixtures, and fans. I'm Aubrey Burton with the WAC Group, Executive Director, and I'm joined by Alex Ostrovsky. Alex is our Executive Director of Ceiling Fans, and he'll be sharing all the details of our great solutions when it comes to ceiling fan opportunities. So let's jump right into it. If you've joined us on any of the previous sessions, you'll know, this is put on by the WAC Group. WAC Group's been around for 40 years under the name WAC Lighting. This is the parent group. It's made up of 4 brands. You've got WAC Architectural, which debuted at Leducation this year in March. WAC Lighting, which is concentrates on the technology-forward functional lighting. Modern Forms, which is geared towards high-end decorative LED as well as phenomenal ceiling fans. And then you've also got your Schombeck, which is a over 150-year-old crystal chandelier manufacturer. So these are the brands that make up the WAC Group. And all of the products that we'll touch on today, unless we explicitly say otherwise, are going to be found in our Contractor Solutions catalog. This is a curated collection of products that we put together that are great for quick options for contractors to work with, whether it comes tape, recessed, ceiling fans, of course, or ceiling solutions that we're talking about today. Can all be found in this book. They're really easy for stock and flow opportunities and great handouts, honestly, even for contractors. If you yourself are a contractor, hit us up and we'll let you know how to get your hands on one of these catalogs. So let's jump into the product itself. So first, let's start with the ceiling lights or fixtures. The first category that we're going to touch on today is going to be our twist and light luminaire system. And I did forget to mention, but if you have any questions throughout the presentation or comments, or you just really like, my hair, you can just comment that in the chat, and I'll make sure to like it after this. Okay, the first is going to be our twist and light luminaire system. This is developed, basically, it's a collection of different recessed, surface mount solutions, as well as pendants that all twist onto a base that mounts directly to a junction box, similar to a typical GU10 adapter. What's nice about this is in some, multifamily residential, it would be possible to mount this base to the junction boxes and allow the end user, homeowner, renter, whatever may have you, to change out the lighting as they saw fit. And so this is a great opportunity to get a lot of flexibility out of these fixtures. Again, changing from a surface mount to a pendant over an island as you see fit. So great, inexpensive solution. The pendants here are using acrylic diffusers, which you'll see throughout a lot of these fixtures that we're talking about. Very robust solutions, but they look clean. Again, minimal visible hardware, so you're not seeing, screws or screw covers anywhere throughout. Okay, jumping ahead These are some of the twist and light features. So you've got 5 CCT selectable on every single unit in this family. So you can change the color temperature on site, again, giving you more flexibility back to the homeowner or end user. Your lumen outputs are going to range from 550 for some of these indirect outputs up to 1500 lumens per fixture. So you're going to get plenty of usable light on these countertops. This is not just for decoration. This is for true task lighting as well. Obviously, they mount directly to a junction box, so they are going to be 120 volt direct input. Finishes are black, brushed nickel, white, and they're dimmable. Like every product that we make, these are all dimmable fixtures. So jumping ahead as well, we've also got our edgeless flush mount. This is a really nice design option for a flush mount with a very thin edge. That gives it a kind of a higher end look than you typically would find in some discs, wafers, similar types of product categories in terms of flush mounts. Again, you're going to get a 5 CCT switch on the back of the unit, so you can change the color temperature to your desired output. And this is going to be in a 5-inch, 8-inch, and 12-inch. And that 12-inch is going to deliver 2,700 delivered lumens. So you're talking about, again, plenty of output for honestly, residential, multifamily, or even a commercial space in the corridor. So definitely check this edgeless flush mount. This has been a popular unit as far as flush mounts are concerned. Next, we're going to talk about our I can't believe it's not recessed and our disc fixture. And yes, I can't believe it's named that, but this is a product that basically mounts into an existing 6-inch can or directly over a junction box. And by mounting it over a junction box, you're able to simulate this look of a recessed fixture with the bulb just slightly protruding, as you would out of a typical fixture. So a little nicer than the disc, not quite of a bulge downward. Obviously, where you can use recess, that's going to provide better glare control and kind of a better look overall. But there's some places where you're constrained, and we do recommend this as a kind of a higher end look to the disc. But nonetheless, we offer the disc in a 4-inch, 6-inch, 12-inch, and we have a 6-inch with a motion sensor. That's incredibly popular for a closet option. So as you open the closet, detects motion and the light goes on without needing a separate switch. So about 1,000 lumens on each one of these fixtures, perfect for 8 to 10 foot ceilings. Pretty standard offering on this. And the I can't believe it's not recessed is now 5 CCT is selectable as well. That's a newer introduction in the past year that we rolled that out. Okay, moving on. We also have our blow, flow, and glow collection. These are acrylic-based solutions, 13 to 15-inch. Our flow is a kind of a linear piece that really good for back of house, closets, garages, these kinds of spaces. Not necessarily a dining room fixture, if you will, but definitely a utilitarian 5 CCT selectable. Again, plenty of lumen output. I have 2 of these in my garage, and they work quite well. So great construction, and also the acrylic wraps around, so you're not seeing a ton of the metal frame that you typically do on some of these previous fluorescent troughers that are oftentimes replaced with this thinner, more elegant solution. Another fixture I want to touch on is our lithium. This is a surface mounted fixture, again, great for corridors. And one thing about this lithium, and you can remember from the name, is that it also offers an option for an EM battery backup. So this Contractor Solutions catalog is not just for residential applications. You're going to get some commercial opportunities available with that EM battery backup option, so that if your power goes out, this fixture continues to illuminate a path of egress, which is required in many commercial projects. So definitely check that out if that's your world that you design in. And again, CCT selectable on this as well, from 27 up to 5,000 Kelvin. Following up, we've also got our round and square. These are LED ceiling and wall mounts, aptly named. This is made up of a round and a square fixture. If you rotate the square, you also get a diamond fixture. That's new. That's a new improvement we've made. That's a joke. Color selectable is availability in 3000, 3500, and the 5-inch version is actually wet location listed and a very popular option in some shower applications. The 7-inch, 11-inch, and 15 inches are only damp rated, and so while they might be suitable for a bathroom, not directly over the shower. So black, bronze, nickel, and white are the popular finishes here. Delivered lumens ranging from 1,000 to 2,500 delivered lumens. Again, plenty of usable light here. And we also do a larger size of that round in a 24-inch, again, kind of for that multifamily corridor or amenity spaces. But again, these are very price sensitive items. There's not a ton of decorative effect on these items, but they're utilitarian and not unattractive at 3,100 delivered lumens. On the Do fixture, this offers more of that classic drop down that you would expect from medium based socket fixtures. However, of course, everything is integrated LED that we're showing today. Again, 3,000 lumens, 5 CCT, a ton of output out of this 18-inch fixture. And again, this is flush, so there's nothing with a protruding driver that you're going to get stuck in a junction box with. If you're using a pancake box, that's perfectly suitable for this fixture here. All of these, by the way, are 90s CRI and Title 24. So if you're in California, this is an option for your residential marketplace as well. Moving along, there are some more decorative options within the Contractor Solutions catalog, one of which is this Metro fixture, which has a flush mount and accompanying wall sconce that we're showing here just so you know you can get a whole family. Again, this is acrylic based with an aluminum frame. And so you get this acrylic diffuser, dual layer acrylic diffuser, so that you're not seeing any of the hot spots from the LED. It's a beautifully diffused kind of milky white diffuser. And on the fuse, although I typically see this more as a wall mounted option, it could be mounted onto the ceiling as well. Finally, we have our studio just to show some other options for your decorative, although it's unlikely that these would be mounted onto the ceiling. You've got your studio, slim, your turbo solutions, and then of course we have our ceiling fans. And so with this, I'd like to turn it over to Alex. And Alex, would you talk us through what can someone expect when they see the fans in the Contractor Solutions catalog?
Hi, everybody. Alex here. Thank you, Aubrey, for that intro. So it's a very appropriate topic today. I don't know about you guys where I'm at. It feels like it's over 100 degrees. We got a heat advisory here. It's over 92 degrees. With the humidity, fans become very relevant. So heading into, this catalog. So we've got a few models currently as it is today. This is something that we're going to be developing and growing into 2027. But yeah, for now, I'm happy to walk you through what we've got to offer. So this is actually the Disc 2, not to be confused with World War 11. This is the second version of the disc. We've got a DC motor here, which makes it a little bit different. Of course, with that DC motor, we're running less energy, and it's more of an efficient fan. And we're using WAC LED technology throughout this line. So what's nice here is we've got a 6-inch LED module that's producing well over 2,000 lumens, which is a significant improvement compared to kind of the other options out there in the industry. And since we make these modules, the customer could be assured that we're not going to run out of something or not have the right replacements. These are easily replaceable if there ever is an issue. The other enhancement that we've made throughout this line is we now have a CCT switch on the module itself. So It can be preset before installation from 27 to 5,000 K. Really a great option, Energy Star rated. We've had this in the line for going on about 6 years now, and it's still a really good seller. Moving along to Atlantis. Atlantis, this is an AC motor option. This is based on a very popular design that we've had in the Modern Forms collection named Axis. Axis has been a tried and true multifamily option. For many years, it's been a really good seller for us, especially in those types of applications. So what we've done here is basically taken a proven formula, made it AC motor, and made it to where it's going to be a lot easier to control, or for the right actually budget option for these projects. So let's say they have the access on the schedule. Come to find out, they don't have the 220 or so dollars that it would take to put it on the project per fan. Well, we've got an AC motor option that's got the same style, also Energy Star, has the same LED, basically the same airflow and specs. So just a really nice alternative, for probably 30-40% less on cost. We've also added a new wall control option. You'll see there in the kind of the middle of the right side of the screen, the WC26 W2. That's a control that changes speed and dimming. It works on all of the AC motor options that we have in the WAC limited line. Moving on to the quad. So the quad is a fan that we released last year. It's quickly built steam for us. I just saw a project actually yesterday with a few hundred of these. So again, a proven winner in terms of style. Also Energy Star, that's something that we pride ourselves on, because when you get into these AC motor fans, there are times where it's difficult to achieve if you don't use the right kind of motor. It becomes difficult to achieve that Energy Star rating. I know in the specs there, I think it says DC motor. That's a typo. This is an AC motor fan. So again, easily controlled with either some other aftermarket control, whether it's through Lutron or somebody else, or then of course we now have the WC26 there that allows for full dimming and 3-speed control. Hug pull chain. So building off kind of the same story that we have with Atlantis. So Hug is currently, or it's been a collection in the WAC Smart Fan line, which has been immensely popular. Just a very seamless, simple style, and oftentimes that's exactly what's needed on a project. And so we've taken that proven formula with the Hug, we've converted it to an AC motor, made it so it's easily controllable with the pull chains, and then just like the last two models, this one also is compatible with that WC26. So we've got a really nice recipe here of proven sellers that we've essentially priced down, made them more affordable, but kept the exact style and the same profile, and moved them into the WAC limited line. This is also really starting to take off. We added this to the line last year, and just like most things, it takes a few months for it to gain steam, and we've really hit a stride here. This entire portfolio on the limited line is improving. It's doing well. We're going to add at least two, if not three, new collections for 2027, and I think once we do that, we'll have essentially a really complete program. But even before those, I mean, here we have two hugger options, three downrod options, and they kind of fit the typical styles that we hear about: a 3 blade, a 4 blade, a 5 blade. That's a little bit more transitional. And then, of course, with the 3 blade, just a really simple, seamless style and design. And that is what we've got going on in the WAC Limited line. Um, Also wanted to remind everybody, these are our two core brands. I would say Modern Form Smart Fans is our premium line. It's a full catalog. We've got over 30 different designs and a wide range of price points. You know, our retails will start at around 349, and then they'll go up to, you know, maybe 799 or 899 when we're using Spanish alabaster, reclaimed crystal, or some other premium uh, offering, and then also with some of our larger diameter fans as well. So Modern Forms is out there. We do a lot on the multifamily, the contractor side of the business with Modern Forms. And then WAC Smart Fans. This is I would say also maybe premium light, maybe like you know, a good, better. This would fall into that better category. Modern Forms would fall into the best. We've got style here, we've got design, and then there are some very well priced multifamily contractor options in the WAC Smart Fans line. So between all three, we should essentially have it all covered, unless somebody's looking for, you know, a $60 fan, which admittedly, you know, we don't have today. I don't know if that's the market that we really want to be in, but anything beyond that, we've got it covered. We'd love an opportunity to earn the business. If you have something that you're working on a project, you know, let us know, where do we need to be. If we're, you know, $10 over 50, you know, give us a chance to get on that project, because here's the difference: when you're using the Modern Forms and WAC Smart Fan controls, we don't have the RF frequency issues that the rest of the industry has. We don't have fans cross talking to each other because we don't use RF, we use Bluetooth. That's a dynamic solution that we offer. That's why we're on many projects, because it comes down to, well, we could save $10 and go with brand B, C, or D, but then we're going to have calls, you know, with maintenance for years to come, because we'll never actually figure out the whole dip switch control dilemma. And, you know, all that time and money down the road could be saved just, you know, with using a slightly, you know, maybe premium price. And there are things that aren't more expensive. There's plenty of things that are more expensive or that aren't. And so, yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to my pitch about the WAC Group fan division. We're here for any questions.
Yeah, and I want to touch on something Alex just shared, because I think that is representative of the Contractor Solutions catalog at large, and probably our entire portfolio at large, which is that these are reliable, trustworthy solutions for your project, and that's why we curated this catalog, um, you know, or our catalogs, you know, to you don't want to go back to a site. And yeah, so please tune in for, as Rachel's typing in the chat, check out our next webinar, which is July 28th. So you get some time off from us at 2 p.m. Eastern, and check out our recess lighting options, which is the last segment of the Contractor Solutions webinar. So please, if you have any questions, please chime in now. We'll hang on a few more minutes to answer any of those. And thanks for your time. Thank you. Happy 4th.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Great job, Aubrey.